everyone, and thank you very much for watching or listening. And Liam Hartree here today with another episode of Presenting Champions for the Simply Inspired podcast. And today I'm joined by a very special guest. Today's guest, professional boxer Elizabeth Oshoba. Hopefully, I'm saying that the right way. Who is a silver medalist at the Commonwealth Games, bronze medalist at the All African Games, two-time national champion, had a stellar amateur career, is currently undefeated as a professional in 4 professional contests so far. And today we're going to be talking about her journey transitioning from her home country of Nigeria to the UK. Very brave decision to leave behind everything that she knew to chase her dream of boxing professionally in the UK. So everybody stay tuned. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Same here. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. So I'm going to start at the beginning with your story, I think, in terms of how you got into boxing in the beginning, in those early days, because when I was reading about your story, it sounds like in the beginning you actually didn't like the idea and you were a bit reluctant to try it. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Though in the beginning, I love sports. As a kid, I love sport, but not boxing, every kid don't like boxing, especially female child. Like they're gonna punch my face. No, I don't want to get a bruise, I don't want to get a cut, you understand, all those kind of things. But I love sport as a whole. I do table tennis then, I play football, but not boxing.
Okay,
No
so
boxing.
and who gave you the idea in the beginning to try it? Was it like your family members or friends in your community?
Yeah, it was my elder brother. Yes, it was like he went to a particular place. Let me say street in Ogun State in Nigeria. So it was like he saw some ladies. He saw some ladies and a girl precisely, like she looks like me. We look alike, same stature, same face. It was like, I like this girl. She's just like my little sis. So when he got home, so it was like, I saw someone like you. She's a boxer. Would you like to box? I said, no. I'm not interested. I don't want to box. Thank you. I'm not interested. So it was like, no, you can do it. This girl, she's really good. She's that. I said, no, I don't want them to spoil my face. I can't. I'm not boxing. I think the next day, I think he discussed it with my dad because my family, they love sports so much. So he discussed it with my dad. They had to join hands together and lie to me. My dad had to lie to me. We need to get a fuel in a fuel station. So then I entered the bus and he took me to the gym. He took me to that training center, that boxing gym. Then I was like, when we get there, I was like, oh, I can't do this. So the coach had to just encourage me. That was my coach. He encouraged me. You can do it. You can do this. He had to give me some of his clothes, his shoes. It was oversized then. I just had to put it on because they really want me to start instantly that day. So I had to put it on. Then from there, my dad brought me back the next day, the third day. Then from there, I'm picking interest. I was like, wow, this is fun and it's a career. It's a good career. When I see people, a lot of ladies are there and the gym was so like, it was fun. People are friendly there. So they make everything easy. Though the training is not easy, but people there make it lively and easy, you understand me? So that was when I picked interest on it. Then I started doing it. Then I love it.
Absolutely amazing. Well, it's a good thing that you did do it because look at everything that's happened since that time, But
I choose that. Then I'm glad.
absolutely. And in Nigeria, what is the talent pool like? What I mean by that is you mentioned that there were other women boxing at that time, that you saw them there, other girls. Is there much sort of infrastructure for boxing? And more particularly, are there many women boxing in Nigeria at the moment?
Yes, Nigeria is a tough country and is a rough country, you understand, especially Lagos State to be precise. But people in Nigeria, like people there, people into boxing, like they still do it because they know it's gonna pay someday and they really have interest in it and they believe in their career, they love it. No matter how rough it is or tough it is, people are still doing it. A lot of female boxers in Nigeria, good female boxers. Trust me, there are a lot of them. They are putting in hard work, doing this every day. they believe one day they're gonna go places and it's gonna pay. That's just it.
Absolutely. That's good to hear, that there's many people chasing their dreams, And obviously, with your amateur career just starting there, I mean, you've accomplished many things. And today, we probably won't have time to talk about all of them as much as I would love to. But, so what are your personal proudest moments, your favorite fights, maybe obviously with the medals and the things you've won. I know it's a big question, but it would just be good to get the ones that stand out to you when you look back now on your amateur career and you think, that was the one that was most special, if you get what I mean with this.
Actually, all my fights in the amateurs and both professional are, I'm so proud. You know, son, they are my proud moments. But the first one I had was when I had my first amateur fight. I won. You know, most boxers, their first fight in the amateur, like they don't win it. But I won my fight, like first amateur fight. And the person I fought then in Lagos State, she was a Nigeria champion as well, and Lagos State champion. So I fought with her in Lagos State Boxing Hall of Fame. Then I defeated her. So that was my happiest moment. Though all my winning is my happiest moment, but I love that because people say like because I had my first fight when I trained for like 6 months, just 6 months. Then I had my first amateur fight. Then I won it. So I was impressed. Like I was like, wow, this is so good. And it was amazing. I love it. And it gave me more courage to do more, to go to training more, to go to the gym more, to put more effort. So that was my first happiest moment in boxing. Yes.
That's amazing.
And the one again was when I went to the Commonwealth Games, winning silver medal for my country. Like, I don't believe it. Though I work, I train, you understand, but there are some things that happen during the camp and all that want to discourage me and that want to set me back, that want to put me down. But I just have to put up courage that I'm still going to go there. I'm still going to showcase my talents. I'm going to chase my dream, you understand? So winning silver medal with everything that has happened in the past before the game, I was even happy than the person that won the gold. You understand? You understand what that means? So that was my happiest moment as well.
Mm-hmm. An amazing achievement and something to be so proud of as well. Let's touch on a couple of things that you mentioned there. One of them, I'd like to talk about your training. I think that people in the UK would be interested to know what your training was like in Nigeria and how it's changed when you've come to the UK. We'll talk about coming to the UK in a minute as its own topic, but in terms of like the training differences and everything, can you share a little bit about that, please?
Yes, actually, the training, the training was different. So different, like a little bit, like a lot of differences. Because in Nigeria, we train, we are poor. Let me say, like I'm from poor family, and in my gym, even my coach, everyone is, we are from poor background. So we just had to manage the little thing we see. We manage to train with it. It's not as if we have the whole equipment or the whole training kits and all that. So the little one we had, we just had to use it. We had to manage it and make sure it's helpful and we are contented with it. Training in Nigeria is rough. It's rough and tough because no equipment, no facilities, no training ground, nothing. You understand? You just have to train. You have to use your body, unlike the UK. People some people, like, it's good, like most people use supplement for training, for recovery and all that. Those things are not in Nigeria. You have to train. It's a country whereby you train, and when you get home, you have to think of what to eat. Nothing to eat when you get home. Nothing like you want to be on diet. You have to just eat anything you see. You understand? So it's so difficult here. It's very difficult. Not unlike UK facilities, training equipment, everything is there. You understand? And it gives you more courage to train. It inspires you to train more. You understand? Not like back here in Nigeria. Nigeria, we are just training with anything we see. Just go with anything you see, and yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I understand. It makes a lot of sense, and it's really good to highlight that and explain to people how it's working, you know. So I hope that opens people's eyes a little bit. And you mentioned something else. You mentioned about courage and you mentioned about bravery. And this, I think, is very interesting to talk about because on the build up to a fight, you know, when you've got a fight coming up and everything, this is something that people don't see just from watching the fight, you know. How are you feeling? What's going through your mind? Are you feeling like excited, nervous, maybe like a mix of things, like in the week? Sorry.
In the week of the fight.
Yeah.
In the week of the fight, I feel a bit nervous. You understand? I feel a bit nervous. And that is common. Like most boxers must feel a bit nervous when they want to go to the, either you know this person, I can beat him or her. You just have to feel nervous. You have to be a bit nervous. So I'm a bit nervous. And when the day of the fight, when I get to the ring, I just had to, you know, I'll remember everything I've been through in Nigeria, or you understand, I remember the past, remember my family, how I put my family, how they are. I remember, no, I need to get food for my family. I need to put food in the table for my family. So I just had to do this. So I just pick up courage and I'll be brave. Then the nervous go away. Everything like fear, anxiety, everything go away. Then I'll be brave. Then I'll say, no, I must win this fight. I must get this person down. I must get the win. So that's how I give myself courage anytime I'm in the ring. I'll remember how the suffering was in Nigeria, how everything is so hard. So I just said, I need to do this. I really need this win. I need to win. You understand? So that's how it is.
Absolutely amazing. I love that. I love the motivation, the power that you shared there. So when it comes to leaving your country and coming to the UK, and I know you're speaking to me now from Nigeria, but you're living in the UK. So that's a big decision and it's a very brave decision. So in the beginning, what inspired you to want to do that? Or where did you first get the idea saying, right, I'm going to leave my country, I'm going to travel to the UK? Let's start there where you first got the idea, you know?
Mm, I got the idea because my manager, that's Sean Murray. So he's been talking to me during my amateur days. We've been talking, you know, we've been good. So he's been talking to me like he want me to come to the UK, he want me to turn pro. So I tell him, I need to go for Commonwealth Games first. I need to represent my country in the Commonwealth Games. So he said, fine, yeah, that would be a good record for you and that would be a good one for you then. He keeps encouraging me and motivating me. So from there, I was like, oh, this man is a nice man and a truthful man. So I need to trust this man because I really, really do want to leave my country. You know, I want to leave my country and go hustle and go hustle and come back with a big bag and take care of my family because they are not in good terms, like you understand. So I just need to go also because I really want to leave my country. I really want to leave Nigeria because everything in Nigeria is just so tough. So I start picking the courage. I start getting courage from there. Like, no, I need to leave this country. I need to leave Nigeria. I need to chase my dream to a higher level. You understand? And that is where I'll get the big bag from.
Absolutely, yeah, it makes sense. But as I said at the beginning, very brave decision, you know, and obviously a worthwhile decision, but I have so much respect for that. Let's talk a little bit about your transition to the UK, you know, in terms of when you arrived. Very different culture. And as I mentioned to you just now, and I have friends from Nigeria, they've told me about this as well. The culture shock, you know, the weather, the food, the people,
Yeah.
everything. So in your own words, was it difficult?
I have a lot to say about that.
I bet.
So living in Nigeria is not easy for me, like I said earlier, but I just had to, you know, had to take that decision. I need to leave and, you know, to get things right, to get everything right for my family. You know, leaving your family, especially my mom, she's my best friend and I love her so much. I could not even believe I can live without her, like without seeing her in a year. You understand? Even in a month, I don't believe that, but I just had to pick that courage. It was a painful thing. I'm leaving my family because I love them so very much. And going to the UK, I'm so happy I'm going to the UK because everything is going to change. I believe everything is going to change for me over there. So getting to the UK is not easy. Like the cold, the cold, the food, the weather is just, in Nigeria, back in Nigeria, it's very hot. So I get to the UK, like everything was cold. My hand was freezing. Like for a month, I could not even, I had this flu in the UK, flu, everything. I don't know what's flu then. Back in Nigeria, I don't know what's flu. So I had flu. Everything was so, even the food I could not eat. There are sometimes I could not eat. So I got so lean a bit because I could not eat. So, and I started training. I started making my weight, be on diet, all those kind of things. We don't do that in Nigeria. So it's a bit like I got surprised when I get to the UK. Like people be on diet and all those kind of things. You have to know what you are eating. You have to know what you are drinking. You have to know sugar, low sugar. You have to just watch your weight and mind anything you want to eat. So those things are like, to me, I was so surprised. Then later I had to catch up with it. Now I'm getting there. Like I'm getting there. Like I'm getting used to it a little bit. I think the food, I'm getting used to them, but when I entered UK, it was not easy. Like especially the weather, the cold weather. It was so cold. Like my hands are freezing, my legs. I'll be in training. I won't feel my hands. Like I won't feel myself. I'll touch myself. I won't feel it. Everything is freezed. You understand? So it's not easy. It's not easy for me at all. But I just had to do it. It's something I decide to do. So
Absolutely. Well, the sacrifices you're making, they will be worth it. There's a bright future ahead, but it is a very brave decision. When do you, I mean, I know you're in Nigeria now and you're seeing family, but generally when you're in the UK for a long time, do you feel homesick? Do you miss home and miss your family and everything?
yes, I really do. I do miss home because I love my family, especially my mom. Like I said earlier, I miss her so much. We talked every day, like at times 4 times in a day when I was in the UK. I could not even do without her. I miss her so, so much. But like I said, I still need to put food in the table for them. So I'm doing all this because of my family, because of myself, because I want to be great. I want to chase my dream. I want people to know me in the world. You understand? I look up to some people like Clarissa Shield. I want to be like her. I want people to know me in the world. I want to be a world champ. So I just have to make that sacrifice. You understand? Everyone has his or her story to tell, and as his or her sacrifice she has made on something. So I just need to make the sacrifice. You understand? So that's just it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It really does. And one more question about the UK, and then we'll talk about turning professional and everything. When you got here to the UK, were people helpful to you generally? Did you find many people to help you, or was it more of a struggle? Because some people have told me moving to the UK from Nigeria, from South Africa, from other places, it was hard to make those connections. Was that the case for you, or were people happy to help you type of thing?
To me, people in the UK are very, very kind and they are so nice. Like people I meet, you understand, like meeting people like the gym I train, my coach, people in the gym, Sweatbox Gym. That was the gym I trained in the UK. Like people there are so, so nice. Like they don't differentiate. They just love, like everybody love each other and they are helpful. They help anytime we want to fight, they'll come watch our fight, all this kind of stuff. Not staying in the UK before. We just moved to the UK and the fans is not really much, you understand? So we are getting there, we're getting better in making fans and you understand. So but people in the UK are so kind, they are so nice, they are so nice to us.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. They people in the UK are nice. It does depend on which area you go to as well. Like, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Bristol, people there are so nice because we stay in Bristol.
Yeah, it's a nice place, Bristol. It is very relaxed, you know. So, okay, so obviously turning professional is also another big decision, and you're undefeated at the moment. So, how does it feel to be undefeated at the moment? That's got to be a good feeling, right?
Yeah, actually, I feel good, and I thank God for that. I thank God because everything I'm doing, God is God that is giving me the power. You understand? And I thank God for that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I really do want to be undefeated. Like I want to be undefeated for like forever. I feel like to be undefeated. So I'm working on it and I don't stop training and I did not stop praying.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's wonderful. And obviously, you've said about your future plans. You know, you said about wanting to win the belts, be a world champion, and everything. But talk to us about a little bit more about your dream and about your future plans. And I don't mind how far ahead in time you want to go, whether it's a year or 2 years or 5 years. It's up to you. But just you've got that fire burning inside you, like you said, to provide for your family, to help them, to do these things. So let's talk about your future plans as far ahead as you'd like to go, you know?
In boxing, like my plan, I really want to be a world champion, like I said earlier. I want to be a world champ. I want to make my manager proud. I want to make my promoter proud. I want to make my family proud. I want people to know me in the whole world. And I want to help my family. I want to change my family status. You understand? So that's my plan. May God help me.
Absolutely. Well, you know, like I said, the future is very, very bright for you. And there's some big fights out there, some big opportunities, and you know, just keep building, like you say, undefeated, 4 fights undefeated. So you just keep building the record and the right things will come. Now, as well as these things, I'd like to give a shout out to the people who've helped you as well, because obviously you know them and they know you, but to the rest of the world, sometimes they can be behind the scenes. So who would you like to thank? You've mentioned a couple of people, your coaches and everything, but who are some people you'd like to thank for helping you achieve your dream so far?
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to thank God for bringing me this far and still taking me ahead. Then I would like to a shout out to my coach, my amateur coach, Coach Smart Semil Latif. Like he's been wonderful. He's been a wonderful coach. Like he taught me all this. He forced me then because it was the coach I told you my dad took me to. So he made me become all this today with the support of God and support of him. And I would like to thank my coaches, national coaches in Nigeria for taking me out for international games for people to see me. Coach Tony Koegbashi, National Secretary, the Vice President, Coach Shinka Adeoti, a lot. I can't even mention them all. I'll shout out to them. Then when I got to the UK, my manager, Sean Murray, like he's been so wonderful. Like he's the most amazing person, like kind person I've ever seen. I would like to say a big shout out to him. Then my coach in the UK, Coach Mehdi Bilabi, is so amazing as well. Though it might be tough in training. He's very tough in training and he doesn't want you to like to be slow. He wants you to achieve everything. Like he keeps encouraging me, Coach Mehdi Bilabi. I'll say shout out to him. Then my brothers in the UK, Yusuf Bosun, I'll say shout out to him too, because they've been helpful. And people in the UK where I train, Sweatbox Gym, everyone over there, I'll say shout out to them. I shout out to them. Then, um, then my parents, my mom, my dad, my family, I want to say a big shout out to them. Yes.
Well, it's wonderful to give everyone a mention, you know. And I know it's a big question, but I love giving people shout outs because there's so many people helping fighters behind the scenes, you know. So it's really, really good. And for the fans as well, people who want to connect with you, reach out to you, get in contact and everything, what's the best way they can reach you on social media and everything like that?
Yeah, I want to thank my fans as well. I'll say a big shout out to everyone out there supporting me, giving me courage, praying for me. I thank you all. I'll say a big thank you to you. Then my Facebook account is Elizabeth Oshoba. My Instagram account, Elizabeth Oshoba as well. TikTok account, Elizabeth Stemi 79, and on Twitter, Elizabeth Oshoba. Yes.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, I want to thank you for taking this time to share a little bit about your story, and you've achieved a lot. But as I said at the beginning, it's still early in your journey, and the best is yet to come. So I will say to any boxing fans out there, other fighters, keep an eye on this lady because the future is very bright and there's big things coming up. So, Elizabeth, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your journey with us with an open heart and everything. I appreciate that.
For bringing me this far. Like, thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity. Like, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.